And Jimmy's probably fall off again. So you're listening to the Haunted Chronicle.
Hello. Hey, fellas! We're live. Welcome to the Haunted Chronicles, episode 145, Pressure Pedal and Drive, and I'm going to explain that later. Strange and Curious Tales. Thank you to last week's guest, Dave Schrader, and please visit darknessradio.com for all your Darkness Dave information. This episode is sponsored by Woolite, the safe way to care for fine hand and machine washables. Woolite in cold water is safe for all your washables. No stretching, no shrinking, no fade. That's Woolite. Happy Friday the 13th. I am Mr. Haunted, joined by the baby-faced assassin, Brock Burrows, and our roving sports reporter, Jennifer Runyon. Hey, fellas.
Howdy.
Hey.
Wow, that was an interesting start.
So,
Yeah.
was it a coincidence that everything dies on the computer at exactly 8 a.m. here?
It was really weird. Gone. And then everybody was gone. Creepy. It's starting to get creepy.
God, where do we start? We have so much to talk about that if we don't get to one story tonight, we got enough stuff to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tell me, there's some stuff going on this week. What happened this week? Well,
Well, I'll start. Okay. Oh, guess what I did? I worked. Not remembering. It seems like so long ago. I worked on my movie. I worked on the Bloodsucker Jones versus the Creeping Death, and and I played my Russian spy, and I loved it. I loved playing the Russian spy. It was fantastic. I had the greatest day.
I think you have to talk like that the rest of the show.
I can do that. That was my highlight. That was like my big highlight. And then that was my apple of the week. And then my onion of the week was last night I went to my husband's high school, his team's basketball game, and I'm filming it, and I proceeded to get a basketball completely went out of play and crashed right into me. I never wavered, though. I kept that camera on that ball, and I'm looking at it coming at me going, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
But I was
You're
okay.
a trooper.
I
but
was.
This wasn't the first time you've been hit in the face at sporting events.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
How many times? No.
Okay, so this is actually the fourth time. I've been hit 3 times by balls. And so now I've been banned balls from my life. The first 2 times, it was Little League. Little League was a very dangerous time for me when my son was little because I was hit in the face 2 times, stitches needed both times, right in the mouth. I know. I have scars. I have like war stories with sports. And the thing is, I'm not the one participating. I'm just sitting on the sidelines. But anyway, all good.
Cool.
All good.
I want to share something with everybody listening. This is our Skype conversation.
Yeah.
Jimmy got frustrated and hung up, and Skype dropped everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love the monkey making snow angels. That's cute there, Jimmy.
That's actually a live picture or a picture of Jimmy last week.
Oh.
So.
Oh, cute Jimmy.
Primal heart.
Yes. This little monkey heart.
I have so much stuff to talk about, guys.
Oh, okay. Tell us.
Oh.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah.
Where to start?
We're all so excited. We have so many things. Yeah.
Believe me, this is only I'm going to enjoy this. Okay. I was on a YouTube marathon. I was watching Hollywood Squares and Match Game. I'm not exaggerating, for 10 to 14 hours.
Oh,
just
classic.
one after another, after another, after another. And I couldn't stop myself.
Oh,
But
I've done that. Yeah.
But and the thing about it was I was watching these people, and I'm really not. I don't know them from anything other than the game shows. Like, for example, who are these people?
Okay.
Joanne. Oh, wait. Ask me how I am first.
Oh,
Because I'm going to ruin it.
Go ahead,
No,
Rocky.
I'm not
you do
doing it. I'm not doing it.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay.
You do it.
Jimmy.
In Russian. In Russian.
Jimmy. How are you, Jimmy?
Well, I am happier than a chicklet. I don't know what a name for a little bird is, but a chicklet hopping up and down on a freshly painted barnyard fence like she's Joanne Flug or something. Now, here's the problem I got.
Okay.
Joanne Flug is a regular on one of these game shows, Hollywood Squares Match Game, along with Nipsey Russell, Joyce Bulifant, Charlie Brill, Esther Roll. Who are these people?
Okay. Esther Roll, Good Times.
Okay.
The mom in Good Times. Am I right? Wait, is that the one? That was the one with the family that lived in Chicago and the dad. Yeah, Good Times. She was the mom. And I loved her. And then, okay, who else? Joanna Flug. I've heard that name. I don't know who she is. And I don't know who anybody else is. But I know Esther Roll.
You know Esther Roll.
I know Esther.
I heard of her.
Yeah.
And Joyce Bulifant? I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to waste all your time with Joyce Bulifant. But she was mentioned here tonight.
Okay.
All right, then
Awesome.
I also want to mention that this was a Goodson Todman production.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go to celebrity birthdays, I did have some breaking news. Some breaking news!
Oh.
Author William Blatty has died at the age of 89. The Exorcist was published as a novel in 1971, and the movie followed in 1973. The Exorcist is considered by many to be the scariest movie of all time and had a lot of trouble during production, which we'll be doing. We did a movie curses show like 3 years ago, and we're going to do another one soon, and that was one of them. That was my breaking news.
Yeah.
William Blatty has died, which is very coincidental to me because the Hostage to the Devil that's coming out this weekend, there's articles all over the place connecting him with Father Malachi Martin with the priest from The Exorcist, which some say is based on his life. So I thought that was really weird. All of a sudden he was in the news and he died the next day. It's very weird.
Oh.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to see that Hostage to the Devil on Netflix.
And so it's Netflix, you guys?
Yep, the 15th.
Oh,
Netflix. And
awesome.
I did gain some weight from my role, so I'm back to normal. I was like, what's it, De Niro in Raging Bull?
Yeah.
I want to be more believable.
Yeah.
More believable. Oh, Lord.
So
That's a good one. More
you.
Believable. Yeah, I like that one.
I wanted to do some celebrity birthdays. We have some celebrity birthdays. Our first one, Betty White. She keeps going, man. Her acting credits go all the way back to 1945. And I did squeeze her in. She was in 1999's Lake Placid.
Oh.
And I feel we talked about her somewhere. Did we? Not on this show. Maybe on Tech Time. It was on not Tech Time. Jeez. Paratime. The new show. So I know this answer.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll go first.
Go for it.
Let me go first because I'm not going to get it right. Oh, God, that's such a Debbie Downer thing I just said. I'm not going to get it right. So, no, Jen positive. I'm going to say 93.
You're close. She is 94 and she will be 95.
Oh, my gosh.
Also,
Very
we have
good.
our Dr. Dave in the control room messaged me that, of course, she's going to die now.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And that's what I told Tay. I said, we need to have her on the Haunted Chronicles scary celebrity birthdays, and then I said, wait, that might be a bad idea because the curse.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm knocking on wood right now.
You heard it here first.
I mean, we should just
I
end
just
it
want to
all.
state for the record that Betty, it was not my fault.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to say, if something happens to Betty, we should just turn it in.
Yep.
Everything.
We might turn it in, and we may change our name. Start something.
No. I'm not talking about the show. I'm just talking about the world.
Oh,
just don't give Donald Trump a chance. Let's just go on and let's just go ahead and implode. No.
Oh, right.
That escalated quickly. From party hats, kazoos to imploding worlds.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Betty.
Happy birthday, Betty. Bless her golden heart.
Bless her little golden heart. Aww.
Okay, Betty. Another guy here, James Earl Jones.
Oh.
He was in Scary Movie 4, Grim Prairie Tales, Terrorgram, UFO Incident as Barney Hill, which coincidentally, our guest next week, Kathleen Martin, is the niece of Betty and Barney Hill.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
And he's the voice of Darth Vader, James Earl Jones.
Oh, yeah. I am your father, Luke.
Thank you for calling in, Darth.
You're welcome.
It's like you're listening to the real person.
Okay, here I go. 88.
Wow, he doesn't listen to the show anymore. I'm gonna stick right at 85.
He is 85. Will be turning 86. I can't believe he's up there that high.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I liked him particularly in a movie, Field of Dreams, which brings us to Kevin Costner, who was in The Guardian, Night Shift. Not so many scary movies, but, Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, Dances with Wolves, Tatanka, The Bodyguard. Tatanka.
Oh, we like him. I like him.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a good guy.
He's cool. He's cool.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's too bad he's not that good looking. That would have been so unfortunate. I say Kevin Costner is 64.
62.
He will be 62 years old.
Oh God, you're on fire tonight.
Nice.
God, bro.
This girl is on fire.
Fire!
No,
This
I won't
is
sing
anymore. We said we are going to do a whole show. We don't need a whole show on words misspoken, but we could sprinkle them in here and there.
Sure.
I heard another one this week. I don't know if I mentioned it before. I try to bring up one a week. Okay, ready? For example, she was a whirlwind of information. Which is doubly funny because it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
The whirlwind.
Yeah.
It's a whirlwind.
I don't understand what's wrong with that one, Jimmy. I'm just checking.
Anyway, I want to go back to Match Game for 1 second.
I love that game.
Yes.
You know what? Because it's so sassy. Let me. I wrote down a couple that they some questions they actually got on air.
Okay.
Now I maybe it's just my mind. I kind of think there's an obvious answer for this, but they kind of work around it a little bit.
Okay.
But this is 1973.
Okay.
This is one of the questions. Prince Charming couldn't wake up Sleeping Beauty with a kiss, so he had to blank her.
Dave,
This
get your
music comes
beep
in.
ready. Get your beep ready.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to guess?
No, I was just giving you an example of some of the questions they have here. You could guess if you want. Some of the answers were tickle and tickle and some things I can't even say on here. It's inappropriate.
Well,
It was
and
73.
Yeah.
it's so funny because when they do say stuff, they use terms that just make you giggle because
Brazier.
they're trying to use terms but not use those
I know
those
what you mean. Yeah.
forbidden terms.
But here's another one for you. Johnny, there's no lead up. This is just a sentence.
Yeah.
Johnny got his blank stuck in his soda bottle. Sir,
Yeah.
I know this one.
you know the answer?
His tongue.
Yes.
Right. Of course. I will never look at this piece of paper again.
Oh, our friends in the chat room were like, okay, what are they doing over there?
It's supposed to be about scary stories.
They're just having fun over there. Oh my
Yeah, they all
goodness.
left. We have no one left.
Oh God.
So we do have some creepy stories for you tonight.
Do we?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Let's see. Would you like to hear? How about the one called "Lady with the Braid"?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, this reminds me of a story we did. We did an episode called "Creepy Kids" or "Creepy Children" or something like that. This kind of goes in that category. Little girl imitates lady with the braid. I was visiting family for winter break in Los Angeles. This was about 5 years ago. I was headed to the bathroom on the second floor of my aunt's house when I saw my cousin April on the stairs. April was 4 and very animated. She was busy making funny faces while sitting on the stairs. I asked her what she was doing. She said, "I'm copying the lady with the braid." I looked around, but there was no one else but us. I asked, "Where is the lady, April?" She pointed to a beam running parallel to the stairwell. I asked April, "What is the lady doing?" She said, "Making funny faces." I smiled and started walking up the stairs again when April said something that stopped me in my tracks. Her braid is around her neck. I turned back and asked April to repeat herself. April pointed and said, "The lady is hanging by her braid, and she's making funny faces." Then April started making a face, which I then realized it was someone gasping for air, like they're being hanged.
Oh.
That was a room stopper right there.
Yeah.
That is.
That's creepy.
I see dead people.
Yeah, that's not normal.
I don't like that. That's crazy.
I like that one. It's really cute. When little kids whisper in a movie.
Yeah.
If we ever make a movie,
Yeah.
kids whispering throughout the whole thing, forget about it.
I don't have my slippers, Mommy. Someone took my slippers.
Stop it. Stop scaring me.
Okay, this is kind of a weird story. This is and maybe you guys have heard of this. I've never heard of this. It's the SS Aurang Maiden Ghost
Thank
Ship.
God you took that
Maiden
one.
Ghost Ship. Did you hear this?
Because I wrote it down and I said, I'll never pronounce this.
Okay, so I'm going to try again. The SS Orang Maiden Ghost Ship. Okay, you've heard about ships disappearing in the mist without clue. Well, this ship has a slightly different story to tell. SS Orang Maiden was a ship that sank in Indonesian waters, but before it sank, there had been a horrible, inexplicable incident on board. In 1947, 2 American vessels started receiving strange messages and Morse code from the Dutch merchant ship. The first message being SOS from Orang Maiden, blank, 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 we float. All officers, including the captain, dead in chart room, and on bridge. Probably whole crew dead. There was something unclear following the message, but the last 2 words that came through were very clear. They were, I die. There was no messages after that. The ship that received the message approached the Orang Maiden in a rescue mission, but what they were about to encounter was beyond their wildest dreams. As they entered the ships in hope of finding an answer and possible survivors, they discovered the whole crew freakishly lying around dead, including the carcass of a dog. Oh. Sprawled on their backs, the frozen faces upturned to the sun with mouths gaping open and eyes staring and their mouths open. There were no visible injuries on them. And then suddenly, while they were on the ship, a fire broke out, forcing the American crew to evacuate it, which then suddenly exploded and sank, thus remaining a mystery forever.
I just shipped myself.
All right, that's creepy.
That's very scary.
That was creepy.
That was.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine though being in the middle of the ocean, you get an SOS and you make your way to this other ship to try to figure out what's going on and everyone's dead?
Dead.
Dead.
And see,
No
that's
coming
weird
back.
because
Yeah.
I watched the movie The Finest Hours last night. And only like a few people died, but they saved like a bunch. It's about the Coast Guard back in the day. And, but yeah, it's weird that you mentioned that because this ship was cut in half and they were sitting there floating and they all thought they were going to die.
So the ship was floating.
Yes. Yeah.
Ship.
Ships usually float.
You know, and there's a theory.
Are we high?
I guess they said yes. I guess they said when the American ship helped the I can't pronounce it, Jen. That ship.
Yeah.
That
The
they were-
Odominum.
that one there.
Yeah.
They were going back to their own ship, and while they were doing that, that ship exploded. So they never were able to find out what happened or
Yeah, that's just nuts.
research anything about it. So there's all these crazy theories on what happened, and we'll never know, probably.
Yeah.
One of those puzzling mysteries of the sea.
Which is a ton. There's a ton.
Oh yeah, we have a whole sea. I don't know what you call it, but it's gonna be a whole sea themed show, sea and ocean mysteries and lake.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that creeps me out. I love it more than life itself, the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But I have this horrible fear of being lost at sea. It's like creepy. I'm sure everyone does. It's kind of not a very pleasant thing.
Well, while I was researching these this week,
Mm-hmm.
I found the ones with the sea are like terrifying for some reason to be out in the water and alone and helpless. And then I found another one that I never even thought about before that we'll do after break, but it's about a guy that got stuck in a cave. We're going to hear about that later. You're going to see how scary that can be.
Ooh.
No.
Oh yeah. I think we got a couple minutes left. I'm going to try to. You know what? I got a quick one here. Okay. This is called Creepy Crawler Man.
Oh.
All right. So this is a story of my encounter at Moonshine Church, which is located in a wooded area in central Pennsylvania. The story takes place in the summer of 2010, before I graduated high school. This church is where one of the Blue-Eyed Six is buried and is known for haunting. And you could look up Blue-Eyed Six if you're not familiar with those guys. I was with a bunch of friends, and we were driving around, and we figured we would go to the church because it was a warm summer night, and we thought we could get into some trouble. The church is located on a really desolate wooded back road, and there are no houses in sight. We pull into the parking lot, and there are no lights other than one spotlight that shines on top of the small cemetery across the street. As the six of us are sitting in the car, determining who is going into the church first, all of a sudden we see two small lanterns emerge from the dark woods from behind the car. We're all freaking out because we have no idea who is back there, and why they're back there. Since it's known to be haunted, we were somewhat interested to see. We asked what's going on and asked what's going on. My friend Tyler, who was driving the car of 5 screaming females, cannot get the car to start. As we look over, we see 2 large men with long bushy hair dressed in raggedy clothing with ripped shirts and a small book bag that they were holding onto tightly. Our screams must have bothered them because as soon as they saw us looking at them, they turned off the light, ducked down behind the bushes, and proceeded to crawl towards us.
Oh.
When we finally get the car to start, we take off down the road trying to process what happened. As we turned around to look, the one man with the lantern is standing in the middle of the road watching our car as we drive away. Being stupid teenagers, we decided to turn around to see if they were still there. We turned around and we're slowly driving by the church. The one man is standing directly in the middle of the parking lot, staring towards the street and pointing at our vehicle as we drive by. We got further down the road, and the vehicle came up behind us quickly, and we determined it was the man that we had found in the woods. After speeding off and taking as many back roads as possible, we finally made it to Fort Indian Town Gap, and the car could no longer find us, apparently. Dear Creepy Crawler Man, let's not meet again. Creepy Crawler Man. A story I never heard before.
Yeah.
I think it's about our break time already.
Yep, it's close.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's about break time. And we'll be back with more Haunted Chronicles after these important messages. Look at little Jimmy in there. Well, welcome back to the Haunted Chronicles, home of your guaranteed halftime shout-out. So thanks for coming to the chat room tonight. Dr. Dave, Andy Dwayne, the Fifth Elephant, and Colin, Max, Brock, Tiffany, and Maria, Tony, Maggie Renee, Cheryl, Heidi, Desi, Kara E, Linda Marie, Mary, Nicholas, Randy, Vicky, Corey, Frankie B, Junebug, and Derek.
Yay!
And when I first did the introduction, I said this is episode 145, Pressure Pedal and Drive, and I said I'll explain that later. Now, this is totally off topic, but I don't care. Because when I worked at Wendy's, right, I was a kid, I worked the drive-through register. And just like now, I used to rhyme stuff for no reason whatsoever, and I would tell the person if it ended in a 5, that'll be 6:45, pressure pedal and drive. And I thought it was funny because I kind of have to get me. And they used to look at me like you jerk. I did have
really funny.
Drive. And like that'll be $4.91. I'll put your burger on a bun. And one time, and I got in trouble.
Why?
Well, it was nice because there was a turnover of managers that they turned over so much that you had like write-ups in your file, and then a new manager's coming next week, so you just go in the file and remove everything and start fresh again. So one time this woman ordered a kid's meal with milk, and the kid said, "No, I want soda." And she says, "No, you're getting milk." And they're arguing back and forth. I'm trying to get it moving here.
Yeah. Yes.
Went back and forth, milk, soda, and it ended in 9. And I said, "That's 4.59, and I'm glad that kid ain't mine." I said it out loud. I was a kid, okay?
I think it's funny.
And they reported me.
Oh,
I got in trouble for that one. One
I
more
bet.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Then one time we're on the me and a couple of my friends were up on there was no manager there. It was like Home Alone. We're all by ourselves.
Oh, God.
And we're on the roof smoking. It was just a big flat roof.
Yeah.
And the new manager was coming, so we didn't care. We're up there relaxing. And we saw him drive up. I'm like, oh, my God. And then he sees us up there, and he comes over. He's like, hey, you guys. I said, hey, what are you doing up there? And I said, "Did you have to climb like this fire ladder to get up there?" And I said, "Oh, the regional guy came and he told us to remove the rubbish and debris from the roof." And he said, "This nice guy goes, do you want us to help? Do you want me to help?" And I said, "Sure." So we're all looking around. There's nothing up there. It's completely barren. There's nothing up there. So we start ripping apart all the ductwork and all these pipes and stuff, and we're handing them down to him. And he was putting them in a nice, neat pile against the wall. Yeah, that was a good day. But anyway,
Oh my god.
Oh my!
creepy story.
That was creepy.
We did a lot more stuff there, but
I love like old shenanigans, you know?
I
When
got a bunch.
you were young. Yeah, it's just I love hearing stuff other people used to do because I always used to do really stupid things too, and it's just so much fun.
You got
I
one?
didn't. I didn't do anything stupid.
You never? Oh,
No, I did.
what? Tell us one, and then we'll get to.
I can't think of anything right off. You put me on the spot now.
Grid. I'll go while you're thinking. I don't care. I got
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
I mentioned this on our first Christmas episode. I was working at a pizza place, and when the orders were ready, the person at the microphone in the kitchen would say the waitress's name, like for example, Jennifer, please, meant Jennifer's order was ready, and she'd come to the back and get the order.
Mm-hmm.
So it was around Christmas time. I was washing dishes in the back, and they said, "Carol, please," because I was one of the waitresses. So I instantly run up to the microphone and start singing "Sleigh Bells Ring." Are you listening? Because it's funny. Right?
Yeah.
It's funny because it was Christmas time.
I thought it was really funny. I got it.
So
Can you explain that one? No.
yeah. So the guy, I don't know if it was a boss, man, he did his thumb like, "You're out of here."
Oh,
Like
stop.
Yeah, and I don't know if I left forever or got suspended. I don't remember what happened, but I got in trouble for that too.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. You were just having fun.
I got something that was kind of stupid. It turned out okay, but it scared me to death. We were out. My sister and I were out in our front yard, and we found this place that had a lot of big chunks of rock. So we were taking them and we were throwing them. Well, for whatever reason, I thought, well, it'd be cool to throw them up in the air. So we started throwing them up in the air. Well, I got this giant one, and I tossed it up in the air, and I was like, "Where'd it go?" And it came right down on my sister's head. And and her name was Betsy too.
Come on.
Seriously. And so she put her hand on her head, and she's like, "Ow!" And then she took her hand down, and there was blood.
Oh, I bet there was. Yeah.
And she went running in the house, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble." And we ran in there. She had to get stitches. I don't remember how many. I don't remember getting into that much trouble because I think they were freaked out about her. But yeah, that was.
Well, it wasn't intentional. It was just playing around, and yeah.
Excellent.
Wow.
Or was it?
Or was it? Or was it, Brock?
The truth comes out.
Oh.
They are so angry in here.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, they're angry in the chat. The chatters are angry.
Oh, they want us to move on.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you want us to move on?
You guys
Hey,
want us to move on?
I got a cave story quick.
Okay, tell us the cave story.
This creeps me out if you could picture it in your head, okay? Because I pictured like myself in this position. This happened a few years ago, but I just heard about it. It's about this man. His actual name is John Jones, and he was a caver. Which are some people that there's a popular cave and you go exploring around and no big deal. And there's some people that like aren't satisfied with exploring well-known caves and safe ones. They want to go to the dangerous ones. So in Utah, there's this place called Ed's Push, and this is the real name, in Nutty Putty Cave. And this, you can look it up. And this medical student, John Jones, he was exploring this area where it's like, after you go into the cave, it's not a big entrance. And for some reason, he had to go in there and explore around. And he got stuck. I forget how many feet he was in, but he got stuck in this narrow a tunnel that was only 10 to 14 inches wide.
Ooh.
And people who tried to rescue him, they never got closer. All they could see were his sneakers. There's pictures on the internet. All you could see is his sneakers and his ankles, and they couldn't pull him out. And the rescuers had to squeeze through all these narrow, twisting passageways. And the people that know the cave know that the way his ankles are, that there's this drop off right there. So he was hanging head first, where he's just caught by his ankles. So it was such a hard rescue. And it was pitch black. There's no light or anything. And I guess for 17 hours they tried to rescue the guy, and then they just let him go. There's nothing they could do about it. So
What?
yeah. So he's
You mean
still there.
What?
He's still in there. Oh, John, don't. I have a second page that's missing.
We're the only ones that laugh at that.
Brock, what's wrong with us?
No, I'll make it all better. Mr. Hanalei, let him out with a lantern and everything's all better.
Okay, he's okay? No, seriously.
Yeah, he's all right. No,
okay,
he's dead. Dead.
Wait,
Well,
what?
Dead. He's dead.
Wait, so he was dead.
They
He
had to leave
was
him
dead.
Yeah,
But he was already dead. They didn't just leave him there.
he died to death.
He died.
Oh God, please forgive us. We are going to rot in hell. No, wait a minute. So he's stuck, and he's saying, "I'm stuck. Get me out of here." And then they just are like, "I'm sorry. That's bye." That was it.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was in the background going, "Just die to death."
Yeah. Die to death. Shaking my fist. Die to death, you kids.
We are really punchy tonight. Are we punchy? Is this okay? We are.
We have to be like this sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm really worried about him now. No, so he did die.
Guys, make a meme of me that says he died to death. It's all right in here. And while looking into this story, I found another story, very short, from 1925. This poor little fella named Floyd Collins became trapped in a Kentucky cave. Oh.
All right, go ahead. Ha.
Real funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny. It hasn't even happened yet. Okay, go ahead.
He got the cave in Kentucky.
Yes.
Search efforts went on for 2 weeks. There were people selling freaking balloons outside of this thing. It was a big to-do.
What?
It was a big extravaganza. There was people fighting. There was the police there. It was a big deal. And this guy, Skeets Miller, from the local paper, used to squeeze down daily to interview Mr. Collins and get the update every day. He eventually died after 2 weeks. Died to death. Thank you, Nicholas. Floyd Collins. Wow.
Okay, I have a little creepy. I have a little creepy kid one. It's so short, but I'm going to read it just so we can get off the he died to death for a minute in caves. Because I don't know, caves are funny tonight for some apparent reason. Okay, so
that's awful.
Okay, the story goes like that. Yes, it is. It's awful. Now I'm going to be haunted by this tonight, by these 2 cave deaths. Okay, so the story goes like this. Okay, he's not my kid, but my godson is extremely creepy. Okay, this is creepy. He likes to stand in his little sister's doorway while she naps and watch her sleep. I asked him why, and he says, "It's the closest I can get to seeing her dead." Or
nice.
"It's the closest I can get to seeing her dead." Dead to death. He also likes to shove. Okay, this is weird. This kid needs like help, man. He also likes to shove her fist in his mouth as far as it can go. This poor kid.
Oh, poor kid.
I'm just gonna have a horrible night tonight. Okay, because he wants to know what suffocating is like, just in case. I'm pretty sure he'd be a serial killer if it wasn't for Mario Kart. Who's Mario Kart? What is that? Okay, I don't know. That was a weird story, though.
The game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a game. Yeah. Oh, boy. Creepy. I want to see her dead.
Oh, man. This one's not funny at all.
Thank God. Thank you.
All right. This, in 1984, an unemployed fella named Gunther Stoll, he used to work as a technician in the food industry in Germany. And from time to time, he talks about them and who wants to hurt or kill him, but he never says who they are. A little bit paranoid, this fellow. On the 25th of October, 1984, around 11 p.m., while his wife is present, he suddenly stands up on his chair and says, in German, "I got it. Now I understand," and writes down these letters, YOGTZE, and then leaves. So, later that night, he shows up at his favorite pub in Winseldorf. He orders a beer, but suddenly falls from his chair and hurts his face. Witnesses say that he was not drunk at the time. He leaves immediately after and shows up at 1 a.m. somewhere else, in his place where he grew up, and knocked at the door of an old lady who was his former neighbor. She was known for her religiosity, never heard of that, and he was eager to come in and have a talk with her. According to her, he was talking about horrible incidents that will take place that night. At the end, she didn't let him in because it was 1 a.m. and he seemed confused. Until here, it looks just like another guy with paranoia, but this is where it gets interesting. At 3 a.m., two truck drivers find this guy's damaged car in a roadside ditch of the Autobahn. Both witnessed that they saw four men in bright clothes walking around the wreck. They stepped out of their truck, and headed to the emergency telephone nearby at the side of the road to call for help. After that, they walked over to the wreck and found Stoll in his car. He had no clothes on, heavily injured, but still conscious. He said that there used to be other men with him in the car, but that they hit the road. He died in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. The police later found out that the deadly injury was not caused by the accident, but that someone had driven over him while he was already... They already drove over him and then later put him into the car. To this day, no one knows what really happened that night or what the meaning of YOGTZE meant.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Ooh, that is creepy.
And we've got a couple late entries to the chat. Hey, BN and Joe for coming.
Awesome. Okay, I'm looking for one right now because I had one that was kind of interesting here. Do.
Yeah. So next week, people, it will be in a very serious manner. We'll be talking to Kathleen Marden, UFO researcher.
That is going to be cool.
Yeah. She's going to tell us. We're going to talk about everything.
Get your anal probes ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine ready last week.
Okay, I have one. This one, I want to know. We may have done this before, this story, but I'm going to just do it again because I couldn't remember. Because we did talk about time travelers before. So this is a time traveler one. We probably did. So forgive me if we've already done it. Rudolph Fentz is a known time traveler, accidental time traveler. Did we do this before?
I don't remember.
Keep going.
Okay, believe it or not, Rudolph lived in New York City and disappeared without a clue. On Sunday, August 27th, 1876. The 29-year-old had left home after dinner to go for an evening stroll only to never return home. A lone drunk at the time claimed he saw Rudolph disappear as he crossed a street in Times Square, known as Longacre Square at the time. 1 second he was there, and the next he just vanished in the blink of an eye. Due to being a drunk, the witness was discounted, and Rudolph's family reported him missing. But in 1950, a man with mutton chops, sideburns, and Victorian-era duds popped up in Times Square. Witnesses said he looked startled, and then a minute later he was hit by a car and killed. The officials at the morgue searched his body and found the items in his pocket that were not of the time at all. A broken token for a beer worth 5 cents, bearing the name of a saloon which was unknown, even to older residents in the area. A bill for the care of a horse and the washing of a carriage drawn by a livery stable on Lexington Avenue that was not listed in any address book. About $70 in old banknotes, business cards with the name Rudolph Fentz and an address on Fifth Avenue. Surprisingly, none of these objects found on the dead man showed any signs of aging. New York NYPD tried using this information to identify the man. It was found that the address on Fifth Avenue was part of a business. Its current owner did not know Rudolph Fentz. Fentz's name was not listed in the address book. His fingerprints were not recorded anywhere. The investigation continued, and finally Rudolph Fentz Jr. was found in a telephone book of 1939. Upon contact with the bank, it was told that Fentz Jr. died 5 years before, but his widow was still alive, but she lived in Florida. Upon contacting her, the NYPD learned that her husband's father had disappeared in 1876 at the age of 29. He had left the house for an evening walk but never returned. Accidental time travel or something out of the paranormal? We will leave that for you to decide.
Yeah, that's very creepy. And I also researched that and found out that Rudolph wasn't allowed to participate in any reindeer games afterwards.
Isn't that just a shame?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're out of time, fellas.
Oh my god! What?
Oh.
That flew by.
Wow,
Join
that
us
was
next
crazy.
week. Good night, fellas.
Night.
Right.